Hey everyone. Just last weekend some friends of mine and I went on an off-road ride down Daybro way, and I was using my Garmin Zumo XT, which I attach over here. You can see how that works in another one of my videos. But anyway, while we were riding I saw my screen was becoming a bit dirty, and when I got home I thought, there's a piece of dirt on the bike. Now I'm not sure if the video is showing that up there, but there are some scratches on the screen over here on the inside, and I'm thinking how that happened was that I was actually trying to switch on manually, because I'm using the Thunderbox, which only switches on the GPS after a little while, and I was getting impatient, so I was using my hand to try and get behind the GPS to switch it on manually. I'm wearing these pretty good gloves, but I'm suspecting, if I think about it, the only thing that could have scratched the screen like that is my fingers trying to move in behind the GPS to switch it on. In any case, I gave the screen a clean. It's much better than it was, but there's still a scratch there. I'm still going to try and buff it out. I'm not quite sure what to use it. But anyway, that got me looking around the internet to see what it might cost to actually replace the screen, because no doubt the screen's going to get so scuffed one day that I'll want to replace it anyway. So I was looking around, and I came across a company that makes the screens. I was looking around the internet and I came across this company, WRS. In fact, I found something on eBay, a company selling these WRS screens, and they come in a shorty screen and a touring screen, and I thought, oh, maybe I want to try the shorty screen, because the other day when we were riding off-road I thought, oh, it would be nice if I had a shorter screen, and this one actually says it's great for off-roading because you can see a lot more in front of you. So I thought I'll get it, and even here in Brisbane right now I'm sweating, I'm drenched. It's really, really humid, and riding a bike in the summer months can be terrible, so you probably want a bit more wind on you anyway, so this will help do the job. Anyway, the eBay ones, they were about 130 Australian dollars plus about $180 to deliver. Anyway, I found the same guys that I actually got the Thunderbox off in Melbourne. I'll find their card here somewhere. I thought I had it. I'll find it later. Anyway, they actually sent this to me, and it was the same price as eBay, except that I didn't have to pay such exorbitant costs to deliver. Anyhow, so this is the screen here. As you can see, it's a lot shorter than the current one. They say 12 centimeters. Looks about right. Just in terms of the actual screen, it looks like it's built differently. You can see the edges aren't the same. This one looks like it's just a piece of plexiglass that's been shaped, whereas the Triumph one looks more molded. The other big difference is, not sure if you can see this, but I'm just going to put the camera on the tripod. So if you look at the indentation over here, it's quite deep on all these, where all the bolts go in. Whereas the one that I bought now, these indentations are far less, which means that the screen would fit more flush and probably wouldn't fit nicely on this, I don't know what you call it, some kind of a little bracket. And I was wondering why, with the together with the screen, they actually provide some extra bolts, and these are probably longer than the ones that are in there, and there's also some spaces. So I assumed, and I'm probably correct in that, what it does is it just adds some space between the screen and here so that it actually fits in on the same place on the bike. There's some washers in here as well. I'm not sure if I like the solution, but I guess it's a cheaper way of producing the screen. You'll probably find that the way they probably melted this to shape the plastic, they probably couldn't get as much of a indentation there, which would have, I mean, that's probably what contributes to it being so cheap compared to the stock screen. It'll be interesting to see whether Triumph brings out any other options. I know with the last models you could get a shorter screen and then a touring screen. I haven't seen that with this 2022-23 model yet. Anyhow, I'm going to take the current screen off and fit the new one. So first getting the screen off. In fact, maybe you guys can help me. While I was fitting the screen last time, because again, going off-road, you get a lot of dirt in everywhere, and you take the screen off to clean behind it and get the screen cleaned properly. Anyhow, while I was putting it back on, the bolts weren't going in so smoothly anymore, and I was having a look and thinking, what the heck's going on here? And it looks like there's some rubber underneath these bolts that actually probably stop the screen from rattling. In fact, I know that's what they do, but so there's some rubber in there that the bolts have got to go through, and then it looks like there is like a bolt or something on the other side. But what I suspect has happened is that, and I don't know if it's, I haven't been, as you can see, I'm not using a wrench or anything. I generally hand tighten and loosen these bolts. So something's gone wrong with them, because I had to almost stick my finger behind it when I was putting them in just to get them to go in properly. So that's that off. Maybe I can show you what I mean here. I don't know if you can see that. That looks like the rubber's torn somehow behind there. I was just wondering if anyone else has had that problem, and maybe whether it's easy enough to get replacements for it. I don't know, I'm almost certain it's not supposed to look like that. Maybe it is, I don't know. That one looks okay still, that one looks okay still. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's only that one. It'll be good to know if there are replacements for those. Okay, so with the new screen, the issue is going to be obviously taking this thing on and off as often as I usually do. With all the extra bits, it's not going to be so great. Anyway, let's see how this goes. So here's the thing. You've got to stick the spacer in underneath, and then I don't know how many hands you need for this. Maybe I'm just being a fool and doing it in a difficult way. Oops, you see, that's the problem. Maybe I need to do the bottom first without the top screws in. So try that first. That might be a better option. And this is a way of sticking see. Oh crap. That would happen. They've used a different size Allen key. Allen. The least they could have done is stuck to the same. It's painful. Okay, can we get another one? Hopefully that's the right one. You see, this is the issue that I'm having now, is that these bolts, oh, that one seems to be taking. This one, okay, that's a bit better. Okay. Yeah, look, I mean, I think this is going to be great for the wind, but to be taking this on and off regularly is going to be a pain in the behind. Just go to the other side. Wow, the humidity in Brisbane today is just nuts. Well, that one's going in easily enough. That's it. Okay, I guess maybe if you know what you're doing and doing it probably the first time. See, this is where I'm struggling with this rubber here. I've got to hold it with my finger at the back. Give it a little bit more. That seems fine. Okay, so there it is. It's on. Oh, and I didn't tell you, but the postage I paid for this from Melbourne to Brisbane was only $15 or something. So the other thing I just need to check, I don't think it's going to be too bad, is the GPS is still going to sit behind the windshield. Yeah, so I think that's going to be fine. And I mean, obviously you can still lift it up. This is probably the height that I have my screen with it on the low setting anyway. So if I do want the wind to go over my head, I can just stick it on the highest setting now. And then obviously for off-road or getting the wind in my face, I have it on the low setting. And that actually looks quite nice and sporty, I think. Okay, there it is. Just so you know, I'm going to make another video today if I can stand the heat. I bought some panniers and some bags for my bike. Soft luggage, actually it's made by Adventure Moto, which is the company I actually went to buy them from. I went there to look at some options and they had these in the front, and I didn't realize at first, but this is the brand that they make. And they're pretty good, I must say. They seem on par with most of the other luggage I've looked at, and at least I got more luggage than I would have got, and it was still $500 cheaper than the other option that I was looking at. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then the other thing I'm busy investigating at the moment is I'm not a tall guy. What am I? 1.75 meters. Not sure what it is in feet, but When I'm standing doing off-road, I feel sometimes that the bars are a little bit too low for me. So I mean, I have lifted them up, like tilted them up this way, probably 5 millimeters at the most. It's not a lot, and I thought, well, I can move them up a lot more, but it's going to move the bars further away from me, and I don't want to be leaning forward. So I was thinking of getting some handlebar risers. The other thing that I've noticed looking online is, this, whatever you call it here, can be put back. There's 2 slots where they are now and further back. You just swivel these black pieces around. And you can get handlebar risers for these bikes, although what you need to realize is with the Explorer models like this one, because of the larger tank size, and I don't know if there's something else, but you can't use the same bar risers. So the GT models have 2 options for bar risers. This one only has the one. I prefer the other one because it looks more stable to me, but for some reason it doesn't fit this particular bike, so you've got to get the other one. I also found out that although there are 2 positions here, you cannot actually put the bars on this closer position without handlebar risers, otherwise you actually hit the tank. I'm not sure, I don't remember seeing anything in the Triumph instruction manual about that, and Triumph doesn't seem to supply any bar risers. And they also tell you that you shouldn't fit any accessories that aren't approved by them, or your warranty will be void. So I'm going to have to chat to the dealer beforehand, before I buy anything there or fit anything there as well. In the meantime, what I might do is just maybe tilt the bars another 5 to 10 mil and see what that does to my riding position. I don't want to be leaning forward, but I'll see. It'll probably also mean that I've got to go and adjust everything on the handlebars and tilt that up again to compensate for the bars going up. Otherwise, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day or your evening. Cheers.